Hi everybody, I'm the inspirational Andy Murray from WhatCulture. And remember, because I won't.
And I'm Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture.com, and I will remember, but I just don't have a catchphrase for it the way he does. So.
Good memory, good memory. Coming up this afternoon, we have a huge WWE injury update on Sheamus.
We have the latest for the main event on Extreme Rules.
We have a hot scoop on just what the hell is going on with AEW and their three-man announce team.
And Roman Reigns, wait for it, shoots on Dean Ambrose / John Moxley.
Ricochet, ricochet, ricochet. Pew, 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 pew. This is the good afternoons.
Good afternoon.
There we go.
Look
That's
at that.
Lovely stuff. And we're going to fire straight into our first story here. And Adam Nicholas, this thing is a goddamn hoot. It is an absolute crease. So, if you tuned into last night's WWE Raw, you will know that Big Bad Paul Heyman's fingers were all over this goddamn thing.
Like that.
And one of the ways this materialized was in the whole angle segment match thing with Mike and Maria Kanellis.
That is the technical term for that as well.
That's exactly how it goes. They ended up wrestling Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. They were defeated rather soundly in about 3 minutes. Now, as part of this, Maria actually got on the microphone and said, "Wait, Becky, you can't attack me because I'm pregnant." Gasp. Big shocker there. Afterwards, she got on the microphone again and just delivered the most epic burial of her husband imaginable. She said, Becky Lynch is the only man here, and next time I might just get her to impregnate me. Like, it's a really sharp line. It's a really Heyman line, but it looks like WWE are actually building to some kind of like mystery pregnancy angle with Maria and Mike Kanellis here. So I'm just going to run through this. I'm going to give you an exact sentence from our great man here, Benjamin Richardson, in his write-up for the website, which is just wonderful. I could put this into my own words, but I'm just not going to do as good a job. So here it is.
True.
Flabbergasted, her hubby inquired of Maria how she could possibly be up the duff before the apparently gravid grappler mocked poor Mike for not being a real man. The heavy implication was that either the pair were no longer intimate or that Mike's soldiers were marching in the wrong direction.
Dear.
So this is very Heyman, isn't it? And presumably Maria's not really preggo, but
well, this is the thing. I guess we don't know technically, and let's just say for now she isn't. Until we hear otherwise, she isn't pregnant. This is the kind of edge that I fully would expect from Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Like, this has got Paul Heyman's fingerprints written all over it. And you know what? I'm not against it. As mad as it sounds, I like the way it went, and I like the fact that, well, we've got Maria and Mike who finally getting a shot, really, a proper shot on Raw, no less, not just 205 Live, and we find them in a scenario where Mike Kanellis must be thinking, this is amazing. Also, I'm going to get buried. I tell you what, though, I'm all for this. I am. Why not? Why not have a couple of women burying 2 men on the main roster? Because Mike Kanellis, meh. And Seth Rollins, bloody earned it the way he's been going the last few weeks, hasn't he?
You done messed up now.
You done messed up now, boy.
This is, no, you're absolutely right. Like, while obviously a pregnancy angle is a little bit silly, but it's WWE. Wrestling is a little bit silly. And you know, the real success of this segment, it made us want to watch and find out who it was.
You want to know what's going to happen next week?
So my question to you, Adam Nicholas, is who knocked up Maria Kanellis?
Done it? Who done the bun in the oven? Who done it?
Who's your leading candidate here?
Oh, it's got to be Baron Corbin, hasn't it? I mean,
the world's largest love machine.
The world's largest love machine. I forgot what I was going to call her Nikki Bella there.
Nikki Bella.
Maria Kanellis is #1 man, Baron Corbin.
I reckon it was either the man on my t-shirt, Crater. Obviously it wasn't Crater. And it's really interesting. What if it was her former boyfriend, CM Punk? What if this was an elaborate way to get CM Punk back on TV?
If you can see the clouds of dreams just going away there. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's obviously
never gonna happen.
Clearly not. It's obviously someone cool. Like, I don't know who's cool these days. Grand Metalik.
Grand Metalik. Is he cool? We'll never know. He may have good eyebrows, but we'll never find out because he's always got a mask on.
There we go. The comment section. Please let us know what your weird, wacky, wonderful suggestions for who impregnated Maria Kanellis are down in the comment section. But don't be weird.
Yeah, just be alright about it. Doesn't have to be weird.
Cool.
You can be cool.
Please.
Anyway, speaking of cool and being the king and being bald and being the best person in the world, the main event for Extreme Rules has been updated. It's not you on this occasion.
I'm not in the main event.
Sadly, it's not you, but it is someone who we both love very dearly. In the main event, obviously, of Extreme Rules, we have Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans taking on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Well, last night we were given a change to that match, an added stipulation, which will be the match itself will be an Extreme Rules match at the pay-per-view. Extreme Rules, hey, good stuff. And that basically means we can expect all kind of madness to take place in a match that is already pretty mad in itself.
Yeah.
Winner takes all, both belts on the line. Obviously, the actual champ doesn't need to be pinned to lose their belt. And if Baron Corbin wins, him and Lacey get both belts. If Seth and Becky win, they get both belts.
Yeah, this is really something else.
This is.
If you read the full description of the stipulation on this match, what would it be? Double championship, mixed winner takes all tag, Extreme Rules. If the challengers lose, they can no longer challenge for the belts. That's ridiculous.
That is a long, I didn't even forgot about the belts bit as well.
Yeah.
The last time you could challenge for the belts.
It's quite
Christ almighty.
It's quite the mouthful, although...
And it'll be 2 out of 3 falls before we get to the pay-per-view.
There'll be a restart for banter purposes. Yeah, it's like on when you lay it out like I've just done, it sounds really contrived and silly, but it's Extreme Rules. Yeah. So, yeah, makes sense.
Stipulations at a stipulation pay-per-view. I don't think I'm going to argue with this one. Yeah. Because for a change, it's nice to see we're actually going to get some matches that involve the stipulation involved with the bloody pay-per-view.
And it would be nice, really nice, to see them recreate, of course, the wonderful match between Joey Janela and Jon Moxley. Can you imagine Lacey Evans dropping Seth Rollins on a barbed wire board?
Yes.
That's the content I want.
Yeah.
From modern
After
WWE
fully heel
programming.
turn on Seth Rollins, yes, I can imagine it.
See you later.
See you later. Stomp on the chest with a barbed wire chair.
What's that, Lost in Eye? Have you? Good, PG is dead.
Spitting out thumbtacks like they're going out of fashion.
Shall we move on?
We shall.
Let's talk a little bit about Sheamus. The man hasn't been seen since, I believe, the 9th of April episode of SmackDown.
Wow, that long.
Hasn't really had the best couple of months. Apparently, he was out for concussion. He also has the long-running spinal stenosis condition. That has led to many kind of outlets speculating that he might have to retire. He's 41 years old. It is the same problem that forced both Edge and Steve Austin to step away from the ring. But I've got some good news for you on Sheamus. He's back. He's back on the road with WWE. He has been cleared to compete. This is all according to PW Insider. So we could see him again soon, perhaps even on tonight's SmackDown, because he is technically still a SmackDown wrestler, although that doesn't really mean much.
It doesn't even matter these days, does it? You can do whatever you like. I tell you what, I would love to see him come back and actually be able to get back in that ring and wrestle for a little bit longer, because if you kind of forget about Sheamus, don't you? Yeah. Sheamus is actually a pretty good performer, man. Like, tremendous. And the work him and Cesaro have been putting in together as a team, obviously, has been great. But just take one look at him. Just like actually look at Sheamus. He's an absolute monster.
He's a beef.
He's a monster. His promos have improved no end in the time he's been working with Cesaro. They've really come together with that character. He's a great heel, obviously. I don't know if he'd come back as a face, but he's also been putting time into this sort of the Celtic Warrior workouts, which I assume is his fall.
As you can tell, I have been watching those videos.
Both of us have obviously been well through those rigours. He was just actually doing it one with Tommaso Ciampa, which I want to check out in the not too distant future. But yeah, I'd like to see him back in the wrestling ring where he belongs, to be honest.
Yeah, I really like Sheamus. I think one of the most underrated wrestlers in the company. Absolutely. Purely because he's a guy that a lot of people look at and either just go, meh, or, meh, yeah, I hate this guy.
Second only to Baron Corbin, I think.
Yeah, like, he's really, really good. He's been having, like, strong televised and pay-per-view matches for forever now, really. And he was really pushed early on. He was kind of a sucky babyface about 5-6 years ago, but he really evolved. He really grew as a performer. I loved the Bar as a tag team. For me, that was one of my favorite versions of both Sheamus and Cesaro. It'd be really cool to see them reunited, but I know a lot of people are pounding for a Cesaro singles push. Either way, glad to see him back. Seems like a good guy. Let's see if he can make the most of however long he has left, whether it's a year, whether it's 100 years.
Absolutely.
Just get the big man back.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of good guys, I have a little quote from a very good guy.
Tama Tonga.
Well, I said good guys, not good bad guys.
Not the worst wrestler
Not just
in the world.
bad guys, whatever. Guys you don't really care about, to be honest, eh? Not nice to see you there, Tama. Getting back on track, however, another man from Samoan Dynasty, we have Roman Reigns, has been having a little chat and giving his say regarding one Jon Moxley. Now, obviously, we saw Seth Rollins had a lot to say about Jon Moxley recently on, remind me of the podcast. Can you remember the podcast?
No.
All right, that's good. It was on a podcast. Sorry to not give you the proper credit. But Jon Moxley obviously has left WWE. Seth Rollins had a lot to say about it. It's quite negative, some of it.
Took his ball and went home.
Yeah. A man who's literally been putting himself through barbed wire and onto thumbtacks just took his ball and went home because he couldn't hack it in WWE, apparently. Well, Roman Reigns has had his say on the matter and a very different take, and one I think is much more measured. Let me just read the quote out here for you now. It says, "I don't think our working relationship is going to be what it used to be, and I'll always have love for that guy. He'll always be my close friend, and I wish the best for him. We have a brotherhood brotherhood, so I'm always cheering for him. I've shared so many great moments with Ambrose or Mox. We have love for each other well beyond the wrestling, and it will always be that way. Now, to me, that just sounds like somebody who should have been talking Seth Rollins through what to say regarding Jon Moxley. Now, Seth's opinions are his own, but this feels a lot more measured for a guy who they've literally been through the trenches with, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to hear from a locker room leader like Roman Reigns. I'm not saying Seth isn't that, by the way. It's just nice to see him come out with this. It's what you want to hear, really. Like, I love all the pettiness, and I love when people take shots at each other and all the drama that unfolds. But at the same time, like, Roman Reigns just comes off as a really nice, likable guy. I love Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
Man.
and the smart part here is the division between personal and like work, because obviously, like, there's two very different sides to people, and Roman acknowledging there that yes, he's waiting for the competition now, so they're probably not going to be as tight there, but that doesn't change how the relationship outside the ring. And I just feel like Seth's words were just very, very not
needless.
The kind of things I would be saying to people who'd left my company who I was good friends with.
Yeah, really pointless stuff from Seth, the chef, but good stuff from Roman.
Very good. The Broman.
The Broman, there we go.
And you can patent that one. You can have it for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Just take it. It's yours. We don't want it anymore.
Let's talk about AEW really briefly.
Yeah,
if you tuned into Fyter Fest, you will know that they had a slightly different announced team than they did at Double or Nothing. At Double or Nothing, of course, they had Jim Ross, the outstanding Excalibur, and Alex Marvez, who is an NFL reporter.
Indeed.
Fyter Fest, Alex Marvez was replaced with a guy by the name of Golden Boy. His real name is actually Alex Mendez, which is very close to Alex Marvez, but he's a professional esports commentator. That was apparently all part of the company's partnership with CEO, which is a gaming convention conference. Someone who's a bit more clued in on the gaming world might be able to fill in the blanks there, but that's why they replaced Alex Marvez hasn't gone anywhere. He was backstage filming content and stuff. Golden Boy came in, and I must say, he did an outstanding job.
I thought he was really good.
For a guy who isn't a wrestling commentator, the guy was brilliant. He complimented Ross and Excalibur without taking anything away. He felt right at home immediately.
And he didn't get in the way at all, did he? I thought.
Exactly.
Really blended
Never
nicely.
got in the way once. Really tremendous stuff. Well, according to PW Insider, like I've just said, this was all part of the CEO Gaming partnership, which is why Fyter Fest existed in the first place. It was kind of like a crossover event. It's also why you saw the CEO head honcho, Alex Jabali, in that interesting match.
Interesting is the word as well.
With Office legend Ben Roy Turner's favourite wrestler, Michael Nakazawa. But yeah, happy, healthy partnership. Kenny Omega's apparently the middleman between all this. Cool to see them collaborating with things that WWE would probably never really do.
And that's just the thing I want to see from a new brand like AEW. Why not do those collaborations? Why not work with other companies and bring each other together? Because at the end of the day, Andy Murray, if you want to get the best content, you've got to collaborate with people.
This is it. You've got to join forces.
Indeed.
Single person news videos, no good. Tag team, brilliant.
Delightful.
Shall we move on to Twitter questions?
Let's get them Twitter questions down.
Let's fire into these bad boys. We're going to start with one from James Hardy Man. His name is James, and he is indeed a Hardy man. He asks, do you think that WWE will ever pull the trigger and bring the lean, mean ab machine Finn Balor into the fold with AJ and the lads? I think it would do him the world of good.
Well, we're halfway there, aren't we? Let's be honest.
We are indeed
halfway
living
there.
on a prayer.
Wow. I feel like I almost don't want to answer that question now because
I'm
but I will anyway because I love the
I
content.
don't even like Nickelback.
Finn Balor needs something like this, I think. The club reuniting on Raw, very good. Good for business, in my opinion. Good to see Styles turning heel. And I think Balor, is it notable that Balor is the IC champ? Styles potentially could be in for the US title. And you've got the two revitalized, perhaps. Great bald men that are Gallows and Anderson. Possibly putting them four together, for me, would be the best for business.
Yes.
And then build them back up. And I tell you what, build them up to the point where they're completely running the show. And then bring another team of four up from NXT, perhaps, to come and have some matches with them. That's all I'm saying, Vince.
Leg drop.
We know you're watching, eh? We know you're watching.
I think it's a tremendous shout. I think it makes it... Sorry, I spoke over you there again.
Okay.
I apologise.
It's okay. Listen, it's this time of the day. We get away with this all the time.
Content's been flowing all day. The gaskets are a little bit tired.
Go for it, mate. It's okay.
But I think this is a tremendous idea. Thank you very much. I think that Finn Balor, they've kind of forgotten that he exists a little bit with the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. He's going to have a match with Shinsuke Nakamura. We'll see how that goes. But no, I think it makes great sense. We've not seen Finn Balor as a proper heel since he came into the company. If you've not seen his work as Prince Devitt or Fergal Devitt from before he came into WWE, you are in for a major shock.
And you're missing out.
Going villainous will unlock vaults of charisma in this guy that you never knew existed before. Now, I've loved Finn Balor as a babyface. He's one of my favorite performers in the entire company, but if he goes heel, boy, that is going to be boatloads of fun, and I would love to see him link up with the Squeaky Boys and AJ Styles as the Club.
On a bigger stage as well, where the rest of the world can actually appreciate it for a change.
Brother. Let's fire into our second question. This one comes from Adarsh Singh, who asks,
Nailed it.
Who, according to you guys, has the worst theme song in WWE right now? My pick is Mike and Maria Kanellis. I love Mike and Maria Kanellis' song.
It's very them, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very them. Worst theme song. Oh, there's a few contenders.
There's a lot.
Have you got any you specifically jump to your mind before I go?
Yeah.
Trips? Go on then.
The Kabuki Warriors. It's like a crap
God. Yeah.
remix of both Asuka's theme and Kairi Sane's theme, and it just comes in at random points and it sucks.
I know what mine is. I know what it is.
What have you got, brother?
It's Natalia's theme song.
Oh God, yes!
Natalia's theme song, because every time Natalia's theme song goes off, I think, oh, it's Bret the Hitman Hart! And I know it's not Bret the Hitman Hart. It's never going to be Bret the Hitman Hart. To the point where when Bret the Hitman Hart was coming out for WWE, I thought it was Natalya. It's infuriating, and also just not a huge Natalya fan. Nothing personal, just me personally. Doesn't really do much for me as a wrestler. And I always know she's coming out at that point after the Bret Hart heartbreak.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that heartbreak.
It's a real gut punch.
It
Unless
is.
you're Adam Cleary.
It
His
is.
favourite wrestler, also Phil Chambers' favourite wrestler. So,
Rumour has it.
final question comes from Jose Amulega.
Well done.
Apologise if I've mispronounced that.
You've been on fire with these name
I
pronunciations.
always am, brother. What if WWE did a thing where the kickoff to a pay-per-view was more like a mini takeover? Arena darkened and everything. Cruiserweight and women's tag team title matches for about 20 minutes each, with the build-up taking place for another 20 minutes. Hashtag boosh.
Sounds exciting, and it sounds very interesting, and it sounds exactly why WWE won't do it with their kickoff show, because all they really want to do with the kickoff show is plug. And it's a shame, because I'd like to see it used a little, maybe not the majority of the show, I guess. Maybe if it split it in half, possibly, like they were saying there. I just don't know if they'll go for it though. And also it might step on the toes eventually of other pay-per-views like takeovers and stuff.
It potentially could. I think that they'll never do away with that dumbass panel thing with all these dorks saying nothing in a big circle and going, shucky ducky, quack quack. That's not how Booker T speaks. That was awful. But at the same time, I would love to see it. I would love to see Tony Nese and Drew Gulak going ham for 20 minutes. Or,
I don't think anybody would deny that at the end of the day. These are fantastic performers. You want to see them get as much time as they can get. But what I also wouldn't want to see was them putting on these matches and then getting adverts put over the top of them.
That would be pretty
It'd be infuriating. And that happens all the time anyway.
So creatively, yes. Business-wise, probably not.
Reality, probably not.
And we're going to move on to our and finally today. It actually came from yesterday, but I think it's such a hoot that we kind of have to go over it on a video. It would be a real shame if we did not apologise if you and Cleary did this yesterday. But how about this picture of one of our favourite AEW wrestlers, a guy who really shone in that Battle Royal and on every episode of Being the Elite since.
I'm excited.
I'm talking about your favourite Lucha Dinosaur, a lot of competition in that field. Luchasaurus, who tweeted out yesterday, hashtag throwback with @BoyMythLegends, that's Jungle Boy, his partner in crime, to 10 years ago, the first week of wrestling school, and he was still sitting above me. Look at that. That's just,
look at them, man.
You love to see it.
I saw this yesterday, and honestly, just the glee that this gives me of these two, because it's you wouldn't have put that, like, obviously they look great on TV together, they project such a great friendship, but that obviously is quite genuine. They've obviously been hanging around each other for quite some 10 years ago, man.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, Jungle Boy would have been 11 or something.
He was very young. As they said in those in the tweets that followed, he started very young at wrestling school, and obviously he's reaping the benefits right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that little partnership. I loved at Fighter Fest when they came through the TNA tunnel thing. Luchasaurus is coming out, you don't know where the hell Jungle Boy is, and then suddenly he kind of kips up from the back. Really good stuff. Justin Roberts being carried to the ring.
Being carried to the ring.
Love these guys. Hope they get a decent run in AEW. Hope they become tag team champions, or at least do well
on them
in that division. Put them over the Young Bucks. Don't even care. Just want my stupid, crazy dinosaur who's massive and a tiny Tarzan man. Yeah.
It's 2019 and he's a dinosaur.
He's
How can you not like this guy? It's amazing.
Anyway, shall we wrap
We
things
shall
up?
wrap them up. Come
Thank
on,
you for joining us for the second news video of the day, the after news, I guess. Good
after news.
How do we end these things? Oh yeah, you can follow us at WhatCulture WWE. You can also send us your Twitter questions, the next batch of which we will get to tomorrow. Once you've done that, you can follow Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas, and you can follow Andrew Murray at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for any dinosaur that begins with H.
the H'osaurus.
The H'osaurus Hex. Goodbye.
And that'll do.
Ben Roy, please make this watchable.